Woo! Chelsea, Chelsea. London will always be blue. Woo! What a game. What a game. It's another game whereby Chelsea have performed excellently. It was an excellent game. We dominated Tottenham Hotspur from the first beginning till the end. They tried to do their changes, but no. We had a plan. First, the manager started with this lineup, whereby Sanchez was on the goal. We had Kukurea, Chalobah, Fofana, and James at the back. And in front of them, we had Caicedo and Gusto. And we had Pedro Neto, Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho, and João Pedro leading the line. So it was a good game, which it looked like Malo Gusto was the one to go on the midfield. But when the game began, Malo Gusto was left behind. James tucked in the midfield, which meant that Malo Gusto was the one now to overlap and go and assist on the attack. And it was a well-planned plan, and we had our monster. We had our monster. We need to talk about him. We need to talk about him. And this is one thing which I've said all over and all over again. Caicedo is the best midfielder in the world at this moment. No one else is better than Caicedo. Because Caicedo was winning the games, all the games for Chelsea. He was doing all the work. He was doing all the heavy lifting. Anywhere we needed to win the ball, Caicedo was there. Anywhere that we were lacking on the attack, Caicedo was there. And it far much proved even when he made the assist, because he did one tackle, then a second tackle, then a third tackle, then he gave the ball to João Pedro, who smashed the ball in. And this was something spectacular, because all he did, he left. First the play started, Caicedo with the ball, Neto took the ball, lost it, then Neto stood there. Neto just stood there. Pedro Neto stood there. Then Caicedo took matters into his own legs. Did the first tackle, got the ball. Did the second tackle, got the ball again. Did that tackle and was almost one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And since the Tottenham defenders had already dropped in, he decided to just cut the ball to the open man, whereby the ball was being waited by João Pedro and Garnacho on the side. And João Pedro took it, scored it. And for me, this proved that Caicedo is the beast. And other than that, we were really good on the ball. Most of our players were really good on the ball. Reece James was excellent on the ball. Chalobah today was excellent on the ball. Fofana, I don't have any question about Fofana because he did his job. Malo Gusto, he really worked well. Sanchez did a very good performance. For me, the only people who I had only had a problem with were Pedro Neto. I feel he was a little bit lazy. Garnacho also, I feel like he was not in the game. He was not fully in the game. And the other person who totally was not in the game, totally, was João Pedro. He was nowhere in the game. I don't know what he was doing on the game. Yes, he scored, but he lost almost all the balls. Anytime he did not do any holding of the ball, he did not do anything, he just lost the ball. He was losing the ball all over. And he had many chances. Something which I don't usually want to just say negative things about a player, because today there were positives. Because you remember, before this game, João Pedro had not had any shot for 5 games. No single shot. But today we saw that he had many shots. First, he started with the one Garnacho won the ball. Then the ball came straight to João Pedro. And all he needed to do, because the goalkeeper had come to him, he just needed to chip the ball. But he chose to smack the ball. And the goalkeeper saved it. The second one was that one for Caicedo. He carved it well, and the goalkeeper could not reach there. That went in. The third one, he also had another one-on-one chance with the goalkeeper. All he needed to do was just to chip. A chip would have worked better, but he chose to smack the ball, and it was saved again. By the 33rd minute, João Pedro should have had an hat-trick already at that point. But well, he did not. But today I will not complain much. Because we won the game. So they get to have a soft warning that that's something they cannot do. That's something they should not do. And today, the other player I wanted to talk about was Liam Delap. We really missed him. He could have helped in this game. He could have come as a sub for João Pedro and maybe would have gotten something. But, well, sorry. He decided to take a very useless red card. And speaking of red cards, Tottenham Hotspur at first term, Bentancur should have gotten a straight red card. And I don't know what's wrong with today's referee. He was completely useless. And I'm saying completely useless because even on that, a very, very bad tackle, what did he do? Nothing. After players complained, he decided to show a yellow card. The VAR was very useless in this game because that's something they should have called the referee to go and see. But what did they say? They say it's a reckless challenge but not serious enough. And I get to ask this question. If Reece James was carried away on that game on a stretcher, would they have changed their mind now to give a red card? Because it was very serious. That's one of the most serious tackle which was in this game. Shortly after that, what happens? This guy, what is his name? Spence or whatever. Was it Spence? Yes, Spence. He did another challenge, bad challenge. But the referee did what? Nothing. And even the VAR was just left there confirming, is it a red card? because it was a bad challenge. Not serious enough to be a red card, but it was worth a yellow card. But the ref decided to do nothing again. We also had other incidences, many incidences on this thing. But the ref still insists the challenges were not serious enough. Enzo Fernandez was challenged. Well, any yellow card? No, no yellow card. Let's move on. Let's play. And I don't understand, why are we playing such a rough game? What is the limit for the referee? Do you need as a referee to wait until players are injured so that you can act? Or should you act early enough to control the game? Yes, it's a derby. It's expected to be physical. But there's a difference between physical and trying to injure the opponent. Because all those today Tottenham were doing were just, they had like an agenda to injure Chelsea players. But they did not get that. They did not get that joy. Now we are there behind them comfortably at the fourth position. And now we are going for it. We are going for it again. We are starting our race to go on top. And with Manchester United dropping the points, well, we are above them. Before this game, they were talking too much. After their game, they scored the first goal and they talked a lot of nonsense until they were smashed. They were just lucky enough to escape there with a point, but, well, do we care? We don't care about Manchester United. They can settle down there at number 6, but we are on top again. We are on top 4 again. Now we can go after Arsenal. Now we are going after Arsenal. So anyway, guys, don't forget to like and share widely, and also leave comments so that we can continue this discussion on the comment section. Cheers, guys. Have a nice day.